everybody. Welcome to the first installment of the Gavin Goobers Talk Show. I'm your Goober host, Jake Morton.
And I'm your goober host, Aaron Garpick. And what we like to do on this show is, we just talk about random topics, whether it's political garbage, holidays, food, just anything in general.
Yeah, and let me say this. If you would like to be a guest on this talk show, you can either, if you want to be a Gabber guest. If you want to be a Goober guest, you can either email mortonjake1205 at yahoo.com, or you can call or text 205 440 8480, and we would love for you to be a guest on our show.
Yes, because we love talking to people. We are very talkative people.
Yes, and let me just start out with, how are you today, Aaron?
I'm very good. Once again, it's been a very, very rainy day in Asheville, but it was good. I got to clean my room today, just hanging out, just relaxing.
Yes, I've been inside all day. I've been outside actually, putting up Christmas lights and almost slipping off the ladder about 5 times with no helmet on. So, here's to that.
And one thing is, people keep putting up their Christmas trees in October. And, if you do that and if you're listening, that's fine. But my thing is, you should always put your Christmas tree up after Thanksgiving.
Exactly. And that's my thoughts on it, too.
Yeah.
So, let's start out with our first topic today, the election.
Yes.
Now, so far, I've heard that they're doing a couple recounts and there's some lawsuits going on, so the election's not fully over yet. And that is great for the Republicans. Okay, I'm a Republican.
Yes. Me as well. It's great because, people are getting fed up, and I'm glad, this political scandal that's been going on this year about, the Democrats cheating, changing the votes. There's so much proof, and I'm glad that they're getting caught for it.
Yeah, and let me just say that when Obama got elected, let me ask you this. Did one Republican riot?
Nope.
No, we did not. But when Trump got elected, oh my gosh, all the Democrats rioted. Oh my God, they all rioted. But
yes.
and if you look at it now, when Joe Biden was elected, we still didn't riot. Now, we were mad, and they told us we should calm down. And yet they didn't calm down. So why is it right for us to calm down and them not to?
Exactly. And it's very ridiculous. I think it's garbage. It's unfair towards the Republicans. And people, would say, oh, well, Trump cheated because the Russians tampered with the votes in the 2016 election. I'm like, yes, but they got in trouble for it.
Exactly. And
that was none of Donald Trump's doing because he told them not to scandal in the election.
Exactly. And I gotta say, this world is. I have a new sermon series that I've titled for First Priority, and it's titled "A World Divided." And right now, our world is divided. Like, we are supposed to be Americans, but right now we're acting like we're 50 different We're acting like America's divided into 50 different states.
Yes, because, it's just there's no laws anymore. There's no rhyme or reason, A cop, riders can destroy stores and businesses, but if they get, punished for it, then the people that are punishing them are in the wrong.
Exactly. It's like, come on, guys. When I have been raised that if I do something wrong, I take responsibility for it. I apologize, and we move on.
Yes, and that's what America should be.
And
they should apologize for the mistakes, and they should move on.
And have you noticed that if you are not doing anything illegal, the law leaves you alone?
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. I mean, is selling dope worth going to jail over?
Now, I personally think marijuana should not be illegal
Yeah, that
because it's ridiculous. Nobody has ever lost their memory or,
died from it.
died from it. All it does is make you sleepy and makes you hungry. That's all it
Exactly.
does.
The only thing that should be illegal is using it while you're driving. Kind of like beer.
Yes.
Don't drink
They
and
all-
drive.
The only reason they illegalized marijuana was so the government could get more money.
Exactly.
And the sad thing is, people say this country is the most, free country in the world, but it's not. We are the most taxed country in the world. You should not be taxed for something that you own.
Exactly.
Even in Russia, yes, they have a communist agenda, but at least they don't tax you for things that you own. There may be a property tax, but that's it, and water and stuff, but that's given to you by the government. Stuff that isn't, like cars and stuff, you do not have to pay a tax for it.
Exactly. I mean, if you buy the car's bought. It's yours. You get to do whatever you want with it. You don't have to
It's
keep
yours.
paying money to it.
And it's sad when people think the government really cares about people because they don't.
Exactly.
They do not care about people.
And the election, the machines were actually rigged to count
Yeah.
Trump votes to Biden votes. And guess who's
And-
doing that was?
Nancy Pelosi,
Yep.
the wicked witch of wherever she lives. I don't even know. I don't care.
The wicked witch of where she lives.
She needs to be drowned. She is a very wicked, evil woman.
No, she doesn't need to be drowned. She needs to be put in a torture chamber and tortured with everything she has tortured us. Just like the hair salon. Y'all can't go to hair salons, but she walks up in a hair salon.
Yes.
It's like, what gives you more rights than we have?
Yes. It's ridiculous.
And
And
then,
it's just been crazy.
and then when she got in trouble for it, she tried to throw it on the hair salon owner.
Yes. Oh, just to tell our goober audience, we typically touch on 3 topics each episode. Or we try, we try to get a variety in there,
And if you would like to suggest a topic, also message that number that I said in the beginning of the show, and we'll take that into consideration. And if you would like to speak on that topic, also message me for that, and we will get a day. We'll schedule you for a day to speak with us.
Yes.
And our show is not ruly in any way. You are allowed to say what you want to say. You are allowed to say your political thoughts. We're not going to tell you you can't speak your thoughts. So
Yes. Whatever party you are for, we do not care.
Come on here and chat with us.
We voice our opinions, so you should be allowed to voice your opinions.
And share our show, share it with your friends, because once we hit 1 million subscribers, we may just do something crazy like buy something and destroy it, or buy something and blow it up.
Yes.
Who knows?
And we may even do a face reveal. If we get popular enough. I doubt that will ever happen.
Yeah. If you guys, let's make a deal. If you guys get us to 1,000 followers, or do we want to go higher?
Let's do 1,000.
If you can get us to 1,000 subscribers, we will reveal our faces.
Yes, and we will do big things for the community. We'll donate our money to churches and stuff. We'll do anything.
Yep, we'll start the money that you guys send in. We will donate.
Yes, we will donate. And yes, a small loan will go to us, but not much. Most of the money will either go to our videos or donations. So, send us that cash.
Yeah. You can.
Not to rush things, but you want to go to our second topic, Jake?
Yes, sir. Let's go to our second topic. Oh my God.
My topic that I wanted to talk about today was Christmas and why I love it so much. Christmas is my favorite holiday, maybe besides Halloween and Easter. But Christmas, you get a warm feeling. You're inside near a fire. You get to eat delicious food. You get to see family. You probably don't get to see uh, most out of the year. I get to see my aunt from England. She comes over for Christmas, and sometimes she can't make it, but most of the time she has. And we like to talk, so it's just a very warm feeling.
And I gotta say, I love London. I love the accent. I love the food there. I've never been, but I want to go. I mean,
my grandmother has been, and it's even though it's very rainy over there. It always rains, and also it's very cramped. But besides that, the food is very good. The atmosphere is very very good. It's a very good place.
Yeah, and Christmas is not so much as the presents as it is celebrating Jesus' birthday. And I know y'all all have y'all's different beliefs out there, but for us, it's celebrating Jesus' birthday and for dying for our sins, and for being with family and spending time with loved ones that you never know you may not see tomorrow.
Yeah, it may be their last day alive, and this may be the final day. So I was watching, me and my family, when it gets November, we like to get an early start on our Christmas movies. So we watched the Jim Carrey Grinch, which is very good. I don't care what the critics say. They can blow me. And also, you got Scrooge with Bill Murray. Now, the reason why I liked Scrooge is because Bill Murray is kind of like a modern day retelling of, Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. And it's about, Bill Murray owns this company, but he's very rude. He hates Christmas. The only reason he likes it is because people watch TV, because he owns a television broadcasting company. But in the end, he ends up, he does this, speech about why he loves Christmas. And it redeems his character. It's a very good Christmas film, very underrated, but it's very good.
Yes, I love the, what's the name of the movie again? I'm having a brain fart. Oh, man. We're just going to call it The Scrooge.
Yeah.
The Scrooge is a very good movie. It is. It really is.
But, there are also two movies that I love, and I usually watch them like the night before Christmas and like before the night of Christmas. It is Christmas Carol, the animated one with Jim Carrey. It's very awesome. If you've never watched it, you need to get it. And The Polar Express. These two movies are, in my opinion, the best Christmas movies ever made.
Yes, and let me just say this, Aaron, if you agree with this, we will do a Christmas special where the money that you send in, we will buy presents and we will go give them to homeless shelters and kids that don't have parents, orphanages, and maybe we'll send some to Africa.
Yeah, definitely, because these poor people, they need stuff, they're very homeless.
The more you send in, the more places will send presents. And I will reveal, in order to send money in, text that number that you want to send money in, and I will send you back the address that you need to send the money, and we will put that to good use.
So, yes, Scrooge is a very, very good movie.
And it is.
And they're just... Polar Express and Christmas Carol, they're the best Christmas movies that have ever been made, in my opinion.
It really is. I love the movie. The movie, I would give it a 5-star rating.
Yeah, it's a very good movie, and it captures, the animation is incredible. We don't get films like that anymore.
Yes. And I gotta say, Pixar has come a long way from from when they opened to now. Like, I don't even know how they do it. It's amazing.
And, I used to really enjoy Disney movies,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not as a big fan of it now because they no longer do hand drawn or plain animation.
Yeah, and it's become really liberal too.
Yeah, their agenda is very bad and corrupt. You know, the stuff they do, and it's sad. You know, they really don't care about anybody. They just want money. You know, they bought Star Wars, and you know, I said that that would be the worst idea that Disney has ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, the new sequel movies are not bad, but they're definitely not good.
Yeah, they're definitely not good.
In fact, I just consider the one where they killed the Emperor and where Darth Vader threw him down the shaft. I consider that the end, and I just consider the three new movies, you know, a what if story.
Yeah. A what
Like,
if story.
what if the Emperor survived or whatever? You know, it's kind of like, you know, Legends, you know, Star Wars Legends.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, they made up for it, though, for The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is incredible.
It really is. The Mandalorian is amazing. I don't
Yeah.
think I've watched it yet, but I've seen the trailer, and the trailer, I can already tell it's going to be amazing.
Yes, and I didn't mean to get ahead of ourselves. I forgot to say, you know, this is our next topic. You know, just pop culture. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars and stuff. You know,
Star Wars. And I
Yeah,
gotta
Star
say, I
Wars.
loved the Rise of Skywalker. That was an amazing comeback. Like,
Yeah,
it was amazing.
it was a very good comeback, and you know, I really liked it.
At
Do
the
I
end,
consider it? Do I consider it a part of the story? Well, not really, because Return of the Jedi had such a great ending.
it really
You know,
did. And
you can,
when Leia, or what's her name, Ray, had those two lightsabers up against the Dark
Jake,
Sidious,
I'm
I think. Huh?
talking
Huh?
Return of the Jedi. I'm talking about Return of the Jedi.
Oh, we're talking about Return of the Jedi. I thought we were talking about yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You're talking about Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yeah.
You fool.
We're gonna leave that part in there.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay, let's get back on topic then. Let's go with the
Okay.
Rise of Jedi.
Rise of Jedi.
Guys,
I'm
let this
sorry.
be a lesson.
Sorry, audience. Jake has a to the Star Wars movie, so you know, try not to get triggered.
let me just say this, kids. Let this be a lesson. Don't smoke crack. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Really, don't smoke
But,
crack though.
But Return of the Jedi, you know, Luke fights the Emperor and redeems his father, Vader, and then Vader kills the Emperor. That was just such a great ending.
It really was.
But then, you know, and it was complete because even the creator of Star Wars said, you know, the story of Star Wars is the rise and fall and the rise again of Anakin Skywalker, you know, Luke's father. But then the sequels come around, and I'm like, okay, these came out of nowhere.
These came
because
out of
you know
nowhere.
they really didn't need to be made. They're irrelevant.
They really didn't. I think
They-
Star Wars should have just ended it there.
Yeah, I thought it should have just ended there. And personally, I don't even consider these three new films canon. But, you know, they're all right. And it doesn't really matter because, you know, if younger audiences enjoy them, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like Anakin wasn't even mentioned at all in this new trilogy, you know?
Exactly.
Besides maybe his lightsaber, and that was it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean, they should have really mentioned him more because he was a hero.
yeah. I'm like, Anakin was like the most important character. He was in the Clone Wars, then he became Darth Vader, and he saved the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is yes, I liked, you know, the Emperor in Rise of Skywalker. I thought he was cool. You know, he was a clone, but it kind of ruins Vader's arc. You know, he kills the Emperor and sacrifices himself. But when he brought back the Emperor, it's like, oh, well, that didn't matter. You know, the Emperor's still alive. But, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Why couldn't they have brought back Darth Vader?
Yeah, or they really didn't need a villain. I mean, yes, they did made the stupid decision on killing off Snoke,
Yeah,
and he was just a clone, and that was cheap and lame.
exactly.
He was in a pickle jar basically, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and see,
What?
Aaron is the Star Wars expert, guys, because
Yes, I
I'm
am a freaking Star Wars nerd. I read the comics. I love Star Wars. But this new trilogy is just hot doo doo garbage. Even and I tried to love it. I tried to love it, and me and Jake had a conversation a couple of days ago. There are some good things about it. It's the visuals are good. I like the characters that they made up, but it's just the way it was executed. They had no plan. It was so convoluted.
yeah.
And, I always consider the end of Return of the Jedi the end of Star Wars.
Yeah, they should have made it the end. I think their downfall is where they made those extra episodes
Yeah.
where they made those extra movies. And
Yeah.
and I think that's where they're going to lose all their money.
Yeah. And there was even a rumor that they were going to remake the films, and I'm like, nah, that's not going to happen.
No, don't do that. Then you're just going to put yourself into more of a money hole.
Yeah, it's like, you've made your money, you've made your action figures, your Legos, let people buy them, and just move on.
And the bad thing about movie companies is when they get a movie that somebody likes, they have to push it, and they have to make new ones, and then it just gets to the point where they're out of ideas, but they still want money, and they think that it's going to work, and it just doesn't.
And my thing is, the sequel trilogy basically copied the original trilogy.
Exactly.
They had Snoke. He was basically the new Emperor. Rey was basically the Luke. Kylo Ren was basically the Darth Vader. Rey went to Luke's island, kind of like Luke went to Yoda's island. They had the Battle of Hoth thing, and then they had the Battle of Crate, where the big AT-AT, whatever the crap they're called. It was just, and then they had the Emperor in the last one, kind of like Return of the Jedi. And I'm like, what's dumb is what stops the Emperor from cloning himself again?
Exactly.
He could just clone himself again if he wanted to and just come back.
Exactly.
And that's why. And, if you're going to bring a character back to life, I think cloning is cheap and lame.
It really is. You should. What you always need to do is, if you think you're gonna bring the character back, make it to where you don't know that he is actually dead, and you can come back and say, "Well, like, I escaped the fire, or I escaped the explosion, or something, or didn't die."
Or that instead they could have had his spirit be resurrected. That would have been a whole lot cooler.
Exactly. That would have made sense.
Him being a Sith Force ghost would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Have this secret Sith temple to where, they've been planning for years if the Emperor ever died, they would resurrect his spirit. And, kind of like a Force ghost, you can't really kill them.
Exactly.
And he would just be powerful, and he would look cool. It'd just be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, they put his body on basically a floating wheelchair with tubes going in his body. And don't get me wrong, it was cool. It was cool looking, but it was stupid. Made no sense. It's like,
it didn't make any sense.
Who built that arm?
Who built that arm?
Who built that? It was just coming down from the ceiling, and the Emperor was like, No, why didn't Rey just use the Force to, grab onto, the ceiling and just make it come down and his chair just break or something? He would have died so easily.
Yeah, and when she did those lightsaber the two lightsabers around his head, man, I thought she's about to do the head chop, and I got excited, but then she didn't chop his head off, and I was all sad. I was hoping she would go roaring and chop his head off, and then the head would go rolling. That would have been a lot more cooler.
It would have been, because, all he did was electrocute himself again. in episode 3 where Anakin and Mace Windu are fighting or whatever, you know, he electrocutes himself, and I'm like, just stop shocking yourself.
Exactly. It's like the only
I'm
way
like,
he
you
can die
freaking,
is it's
you're
like
800 years old and you're shot, and you don't even know how to stop electrocuting yourself.
yeah, it's like the only thing he can die from is electricity, but yet
Yeah.
he hasn't learned how to avoid electricity yet.
I'm like, you have learned how to achieve death, but I'm just gonna keep shooting my lightning out of my hands.
Yeah, and get me wrong, I don't really remember the movie that well, but didn't she like put her lightsaber up while he was shocking the lightsaber and it come back and shocked him?
Yeah, it's like she had 2 lightsabers and she put them in an X, and he just freaking died and he exploded.
Yeah, well, why didn't he just stop throwing electricity?
Why did he just stop?
Exactly.
It was dumb. And before people in the comments or whatever say, "Oh, this is spoilers," this movie came out a year ago. You've had plenty of time to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people that refuse to go see the sequel movies because they don't want to, because the old one, it just completed it. It completed the story.
Yeah, and if you're dumb enough to hear us start talking about Star Wars and you keep listening, then it's not our fault that we spoiled it. It's your fault for listening.
Yeah. I'm mad, but I can't stop listening. But, you know, they came back, they released The Mandalorian, and it's new. It's kind of like a Western. You know, it's not like, oh, it's a lightsaber and Emperor bad guy person, and, you know, smaller bad guy person. You know, it's not the same. It's different, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah. Me too.
And, you know, spoiler alert, before anybody gets crazy, and Jake, I hope this probably won't bother you, but I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Oh, I don't give a crap. I probably won't see it.
Boba Fett is still alive, which I thought was awesome.
Who the heck's Boba Fett again? I'm having a brain fart again. Oh, I know who he is. Never mind.
He was the guy who fell in the Sarlacc pit.
Oh, yeah.
Jabba's palace. He had like the green armor.
Oh, yeah. I remember him.
But, you know, he survived, and basically this other dude stole his armor.
Whoa. Okay, then.
And, you know, at the end, you see him, you know, he's all scarred up. He's got wrappings all over him. You know, he's a scavenger, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what movies should do. If they think they're going to bring always when you kill somebody, and you're sure that you're not sure if you're going to officially kill him or not, then you need to do that. Make it open to where you can say, hey, well, somebody stole his armor, and bring him back.
Yeah, maybe he survived, you know. With Darth Maul, you know, I could see how he would have survived, because, I mean, he fell in a trash pit, and he got robotical legs, and that's how he survived. I could see that. And, you know, I could see Boba Fett, because, you know, he could have crawled out, he could have blown his way out.
Exactly.
But the Emperor, he exploded.
Exactly. He exploded. You can't bring him back.
Yeah. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is, you know. I don't hate the sequel trilogy. It's just a missed opportunity. And people are hating on these movies, and they're not terrible. You know, they're fun movies to go back and rewatch. I would rather watch them than the prequels, because the acting is so terrible. The acting is awful. The story is more, you know, coherent, but the acting is just so terrible that you just don't want to watch it. You want to turn it off.
Exactly.
But with those, you know, it's like Star Wars has always just been a love-hate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you love the movies or you hate the movies, but, you know, I've always loved them.
Yeah,
ever
me
since
too.
I was little. The first Star Wars movie I ever watched was Return of the Jedi.
I don't know which one the first one I watched. I think I watched, not sure. I'll have to research that in my brain. I have to pull my brain files out.
But Aaron, you buy the merch for Rise of Skywalker and the sequel trilogy. I was like, yeah, because, I mean, I like the way it looks. I don't hate the movies. I love the visuals and stuff.
Exactly.
It just, if the story made sense, I would really love these movies. You know, they would be probably my favorite.
And the only thing that made me mad about the Rise of Skywalker was when the two gay guys in the background were kissing.
Yeah. And what's stupid is, you know, they really think Disney cares about all this gay rights. The reason they put it in the background was so that Russia could get rid of it, edit it out, so they could make money in Russia.
Exactly.
So if
it
they
wouldn't
really
be copyright.
if they really cared, they would have put it in the front.
Yeah.
And, you know, it goes to show that Disney does not care. They just want your money.
Exactly. They don't care what kind of movies they make as long as it makes some money.
Yeah. You know, and who cares? You know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it just makes me mad when, you know, they're like, oh, Disney cares about all this stuff. And I'm like, no, they don't. They're brainwashing you. They want your money.
Exactly. And the recording has not cut. Guys, you may, if you're watching the video, which I'm not entirely sure why you would be watching it, it's just a phone screen. Anyways, if you were watching it, I do apologize if you see me pull my, whatever the crap thing the top of your phone is. I apologize if you see me pull that down, because I'm making sure the recording is still recording, because it likes to cut out sometimes, and if it cuts out, we don't know that it cut out.
Yeah, it's been a little weird.
It has. We've had that happen a couple times. We've been sitting here talking for 40 minutes, and then look down, and the recording's not recording.
Yeah, and we'd have to start the whole episode over, but it's all right, you know, because more talking is good. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care.
I love to talk.
Yeah. So, Jake, you think that
that about wraps it up.
Yeah, that about wraps it up. You know, those were our 3 topics. You know, we don't want to keep y'all too long, because I know you guys probably have a busy day. You know, we got to go back to school tomorrow. You know.
Yes.
No longer in quarantine. I'm kind of happy about that.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
And a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Why do you want to go back to school? And I'm like, because it's easier to do work.
Exactly.
I hate doing work at home because
online work sucks.
I am unmotivated when I'm at home. When I'm at home, usually that means I am relaxing or I am sleeping or eating. Those are the 3 things I do at home. At school, I am motivated and I do my work and I make sure all my assignments are turned in. But at home, it's a completely different story.
Exactly. If I'm at home, I feel the urge to go do some other crap than do my work.
Yeah. I get a big urge, and really when you're at school, you don't have that urge.
Exactly. When you're at school, the only thing you can do is work.
Yeah. And then you get a bunch of stuff done.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, let me just say this. If you want to send money in, text again, I'm going to say the number again, 205-440-8480. You can text or call that number, and we'll give you further instructions of how and where to send that money. And I give you our solemnly promise, like I said, I'm a pastor for my school, so you can trust me, that we will put that money to good use.
And, you know, it doesn't even have to be a lot of money. You know,
it can be like
if you find some loose change under the washing machine, you know what? Just send it in. You know, we don't care.
And the more money you send in, the more presents we can send to. We're going to hand deliver these presents. And matter of fact, we will record the audio if they will let us, and put it on here. That way you can hear how happy those children are.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. You know, this is a very good experience, and you know we're going to keep doing these. and posting them on YouTube and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching.
Yes, we will try to upload weekly. No promises. We'll try.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll try. We may not get weekends because weekends are extremely busy, but we'll try to upload every week.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next episode.
Thank you. Bye-bye, goobers.
Goober out.